Well, we're back here at the Mid-America Truck Show, the PKY Truck Beauty Championship, and we're standing with a gentleman in front of a truck that has gotten a lot of attention over the last couple of days. So we're going to jump right into it. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm John Dunnigan, JS Dunnigan Truck Line.
All right. Where are you guys from?
Bloomsdale, Missouri.
All right. So let's go ahead and spin around and tell us what we're looking at here.
All right, it's a 1985 359, 400 Cummins, 6x4 355s on 260 wheelbase. Bought the truck whenever I was 18 years old in 1999. Had it ever since.
How many miles on it?
1,300,000.
Okay. And so I imagine when you got it, it didn't look anything like this, huh?
Nope, it was maroon with black fenders, 220 wheelbase, black frame, same as the original hood, cab and sleeper on it.
Okay.
We did change the air cleaners out, put the painted cans on there.
We're going to take a basic look, a quick look at the truck, and then we're going to bring up some of the pictures of this truck before you guys started to work on it.
Okay. Chris Gebhardt redid the whole interior for us. Recovered the seats, did the carpet, all the button tuck.
How long has the truck been finished for?
We got it done Sunday evening. That was the first time we took it out for a drive.
Last Sunday?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, done Sunday, loaded it up Monday, and headed over here.
Cutting it down to the wire, huh?
Yeah, it was close. It was real close.
That's awesome.
So all the deck plate, that's from 12 gauge. It's a 304 stainless checker plate. He's come out with that.
Afternoon Delight. Why is it called Afternoon Delight?
Why wait until the middle of the night?
That's a fair point. So we're going to take a look at the backside here, and then we'll jump into some of the build pictures.
Okay. Yeah, so we tried to mimic the back bumper to match the front. They're a two-piece bumper. Our backup lights kind of the same as the fog lights in the front. Put a low air leaf cutoff onto it. We moved them up to the top to make it low air leaf. Had all hub piloted wheels on the new cutoff.
Very nice. So let's take a look at some of those images that we were talking about. So what are we looking at here?
That's the day I bought the truck in 1999. Just got it home. That's what it looked like right there.
So what'd you pay for that truck back then?
$21,500.
So you'll take a check for maybe 30 grand, or so we get your money that you put into it, or?
Well, it would be somewhere around there.
No,
That'd be a good piece.
Just kidding with you.
That's the day I dropped it off at Stiegel's truck shop. That's what it looked like before we started tearing it down.
And roundabout when was that when you dropped it off?
2018.
Okay.
Yep. Drove it to his shop.
Okay.
Yep. That's the original color of it when the guy in Jefferson City bought it new. It was not color, that was the scheme that the truck had onto it.
Okay.
It was a lighter red. And yeah, that was just tearing it down. Hadler's crane truck coming there, pull the motor and transmission out of it. This original motor still in it right now.
Okay.
As whenever Andy first cut it in two for us.
How'd that feel when you cut it in two like that?
That was good, as long as he keep going. Yeah. As welding the new cutoff on the back of it. We did all bearings, races, seals, all airbags, everything.
Okay.
As a cab off of it, sanding it, going through it. Frame, whenever we first kind of finished it and sanded it and primed it all. Just got it painted there, and then once we pulled the tape off, that sealer that was on it, that white, that's what gave us the idea to paint the whole inside of the frame pearl white.
Okay, we got a clip of the frame there.
yeah, that was the first of it getting painted there. We shaved a lot of the bolts onto it, and then we come back and realized there's a few of them that we didn't do, and didn't really know why we didn't, so we ended up shaving all those and repainting it again.
Oh boy! So you really got a good coat of paint.
Oh yeah, trying to ground something on it's almost impossible.
And I got a question about that once we get through these pictures as far as shaving bolts go.
Yep, I'll try and answer it. Yeah, that's all the pearl white inside the frame, and then we big holed it, the whole cab, that was off. We're gonna air ride it, but we thought the exhaust would hit the sleeper, so we left everything solid mount. Sleeper, we had to replace back corner panel on it. So we did change the lights. It had one 4-inch on it, and decided to go with the 3 down lower on each side.
Okay.
That was trying to figure out placement of cab lights and roof mount AC Kaiser unit up there. And that was a motor after we'd sandblasted it, tore everything apart onto it, chrome what we could, all the original pieces, didn't add anything new, just what it had,
And I think I jumped to the end of the photo, so that's the other side of the engine there.
Yeah, air compressor, had it painted, front cover, chromed it out. Yeah, that was the first time we set them all on there together in one solid color, and then decided to stripe. We were thinking of a Seminole, and then we decided on this stripe, which I don't know what Peterbilt calls it, but we kind of changed it up a little bit.
Okay.
Mainly right here, instead of...
well, hold on a second, we'll come back out live here. Okay.
So instead of running this point to the corner of the sleeper, or corner of the cab, we stopped it to go straight, so that way we would get another stripe and color across the bottom of the sleeper, and to go around the back with it, add a little more color to it.
Okay. So shaving bolts on the frame rails, what does that entail?
James, you want to help out on that, on shaving the bolts on the frame?
Step in close.
So how do you go about shaving the bolts on a frame?
So we took threaded rod that's grade 5, because grade 8 will pop. So basically what we do is take one bolt out at a time, put a threaded rod in there, weld it shut, and then tighten it down, and then grind the outside smooth, and then body work over that section.
Okay. Sounds easy enough, but is it more time consuming?
It's time consuming, yes. Doing one bolt at a time, it takes a day or so.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll appreciate that.
Yeah, so we put a solid, had the rails custom bent to kind of match the frame, instead of just being a 90 there. Midnight Shine polished out our 5th wheel for us. We did a J. Farrell Frenched in hookups in the back, dual electric and air.
Okay.
We decided to go with the pogo stick just to have the dual air and electric hookup. Some of the trailers we pull are only in the front.
We're gonna aim the camera down at that mirror down there so we can get a look at the underside.
Yeah, all the fittings underneath, all the brass fittings are been polished out. Any air valve underneath there was painted that brown color. We had the front cover on the front rear end chromed, just add a little bit of chroming on the brake chambers. The air tanks, we painted the straps on them to match the fuel tanks, kind of keep all that in line.
Very nice.
Yeah, we did need a carrier bearing with the 6 and the 4 transmission in there, so it kind of kept it a little cleaner, smoother underneath.
Okay.
Sleeper originally had the heater and AC box over here on the passenger side. We took it out. All the wiring still tucked in behind the interior, so we could always put it back 100% original if need be.
Okay.
Step boxes, 12 gauge, made those for us out of the checker plate 304 stainless to mimic and be the same as a 359 box with a step flush with it.
Okay.
got Chris Gebhardt into, talked into putting interior on the heater box and everything inside.
Was that a hard conversation to convince him to do it? Or?
I think he was good with it. It was his boy, I think, was wanting it first. Dalton was, and he made ours before his, so there may be a little tension with him. I don't know. Hopefully not. All the double bubble lights on the side, we took all the incandescent bulbs out and put LED bulbs into it. And then anywhere there's a light, there's one on the back side of it to match it and shine underneath.
Okay. So speaking of lights, we have a clip of the light show.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And so as the camera moves around here, you can tell us the type of light and or any other things that you guys may have done.
Yeah, so put the watermelons, in front of the air cleaners. Then inside the engine bay, shining across from each other, 359s have 4 holes in there. So we 12 gauge custom made us some rings to go in there, and we put Honda motorcycle glass lens lights in there with 1156 bulbs, shine across, light up the backside of the motor, fill them holes. Don't really notice them, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in unless you pull the motor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Inside the dome light, that's the original 1 and 2, just put some glass lenses on it. Chrome the steering shaft into it, and we put some double bubbles underneath of the dash, give a little, see where your feet are at.
Mm-hmm.
Kept it kind of simple in the bunk, not a bunch of lights. Just put one dead center under the middle, just give it a little bit of glow.
That's a nice touch with the star burst pattern on that light as well.
Yeah, we're happy with how that turned out. Yeah. Then in the back we put all the kind of deep dish recessed lights. They all come with the plastic lenses, so we took those off and put glass on it instead. 3 double bubbles in the middle, the glass lens on the backup lights. Same with the 6 lights on the back of the sleeper were deep dish ones. We had to cut out inside of the bunk to get them to fit with the bracing that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No underglow, none of that new school stuff. Just what they would have done back in the 70s and 80s.
I like it.
Tried to.
Yep.
All the original gauges. We had to replace a few of the rocker switches. They'd light up, but they just wouldn't send a current right.
Okay.
But the wiring harness is all factory. The original one for it didn't have changed any of it.
Interesting. Because some guys say that they'd have issues with the wiring harnesses over time and everything, but everything is functioning.
Everything was good. Yep. We had to
That's
replace the headlight one because I'd hit a deer, and headlight was dangling off of it. So I just cut the wires one night, and that's all I could do. So yeah, that was corroded out.
All right, cool. So can we take a look underneath the hood?
Yep, we sure can. Yeah, and that was the guy that he was the mind behind the whole thing right there. The one just walked away.
Yeah, I tried to get him on camera, but he ran away before.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a 400 Big Cam 3 Cummins. Repainted everything, went through every bolt onto it. Anything it needed, we did. Let's see, what else did we do? 12 gauge exhaust. So that's all new with it. All the piping and everything, we had it sent off in chrome, but those are original tubes and all with it. Did change the manifold and turbo on it. The guy that kind of helped us with it said if it don't crack, take it back. So we kind of tuned it a little bit, not much.
Okay.
Original radiator, had it going through, repainted. Just kept it the way they were then,
So it sounds like the main goal was to keep this looking as original as possible, but modern or new.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we didn't want to add stuff that they don't need.
You guys did a great job. It looks amazing.
Well, thank you.
Let's go look at the other side.
Okay. So we sent the power steering off, got that chromed out. The double bumpers in the front, 12 gauge made us those. Those Pearl-X fog lights in there were from the 70s, brand new in the box. Guy gave them to us and said we could use them put them on something decent.
Put them on something decent.
That was his request. So I hope we did all right. He may want them back though. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you guys did all right.
Yeah. The bus glass, we put that all the way around in the wing vents and the side windows, was a little bit of a trick, getting them to line out where you keep the line the same onto it. Had to trim a little track and add a little bit here and there.
It's an excellent touch.
The roof mount AC come off of a 66 model, which is not hooked up. Just kind of wanted to give it that look and not get water dripping on us if we were making turns or something. So.
Sure. Very nice. So what are the plans for the truck after the show?
I'd like to show it this year and, take it around and let people see it if they want to or whatever, but the main thing is to be able to drive it.
Yeah.
So we built it to work, so it's not just for show. I mean, everything's greased in the front end and it took a little wiping to get it off of there, but it's ready to drive.
All right. So I'm going to have you repeat something again because I think I heard you say something about work. Repeat that.
Oh, it's going to go to work. Yeah, I told James I was going to leave out next week and go to Arizona with it.
Yeah. Okay.
He started to cry just a little bit, so I'll wait.
Well, some of the folks they look around and they look at some of these trucks here that are parked on this lot, and they feel that some of these things aren't good for any work or they won't work. But you heard it right here from the horse's mouth, the man that built the truck. That go cruise out west.
It's ready to go. We're ready to hook on a trailer now. I don't know what time this gets over with, but
Talk
ready
about
to go.
looking cool on your stool, huh?
That's right. Neat to see.
Yes, sir. Now, what do you think about the show so far here at the Mid-America?
Oh, it's great. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
You come pulling in here and you think you've done good on something, and you see everybody else's stuff, and you get a little nervous and like, wow, it's amazing. The class of trucks, quality, it's awesome. I'm just happy we could be here and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Yep, and the whole crew that helped with it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were great. We wouldn't be here without them.
Well, give a couple shout outs to the crew there.
All right, so we got James Stiegel over here. He was the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah.
His shop. JD, he's our painter. Did all that. Matt, he was helping paint, do all the fine tune touching up. Andy Hadler, he did frame stretching, any fabrication that we need. And then this guy here, he's probably the main one, Neil. He's the one that, if you had an issue, you need to figure it out, he's the guy. He did it all.
Mad scientist.
Yep, put him on it. He'd do it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, I had one more question, and I'm trying to get that thought to come back to mind. What's your favorite thing on this truck?
Oh boy. Yeah. Can we hold that one until later? I mean, it's a good question, but I couldn't even really name one favorite part of it. I love my name's on the title, don't get me wrong there, but
that's a good thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I just love it all. And it was not all drawn out on blueprints. Like, this is what we're going to do. It was a work in progress. Do this, and then you made it to the next step and went with that. And everybody threw in ideas onto it. It wasn't just me, by no means.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
So,
I know what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Tell us about JS Dunnigan Truck Line and your history involved in trucking.
Okay, we mainly pull step decks, flatbeds, Conestogas, run all 48 states. Started driving in 99, well 98, got my license, and then 99 started driving, and just been in it ever since, and love trucking, the whole game, and In 2015, my wife and I, Carrie, we got our own authority and tried it out, and still going, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
And was anybody else in the family a trucker or what?
My dad was, yeah. He's
Okay.
probably what got me into it. As a kid, went with him all the time. That was
Okay.
all I wanted to do.
Very cool.
Yep. Yeah, he passed in 07, and
I'm
so
sorry.
we just kind of kept going from there.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'd be proud of you and proud of what you've done with the truck and everything else.
Yeah, he co-signed for it to help.
Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you.